Good afternoon, Community Baptist Church family. We're back again with another video update. And as we get into that, I'm going to keep it very brief, and we'll have a little bit more time in some other updates to give more details. But I want to get this out as soon as possible. With that, I want to begin by saying that I'm so thankful that I was able to come to you yesterday with the grid, so to speak, the 4 points that we should use and utilize in thinking through personal and corporate decisions in regards to viruses in general, and specifically this one. With that grid in place, one of the things that I would say to you is the leadership here at Community Baptist Church and Community Christian Academy, we want to make what I would maybe phrase as daily wise decisions. Meaning that the framework never changes. The sovereignty of God, the love for neighbors and family, those things never change, but as information comes in, it certainly can affect how we carry those out well. So with that, one of the things that's happened is today, as we've recognized that there is some illness, and yesterday we had some negative test results and at least one positive as of yesterday. In the meantime, we've now gotten several more positive test results in that seem to be very specific to this church campus and this school campus, our church family and our school families. And so what we want to do, and the best way I can phrase this, is we want to try and do a hard reset. Just recognizing that viruses, while they are going to plague us until Christ returns, they are contagious, and there are ways to do make wise decisions through the course of dealing with them. And so what we want to do is what I would coin as a hard reset, which means that from today, starting this afternoon, until minimally next Thursday morning, this campus will be closed to both CBC and CCA families. Let me explain a little bit of what that means. It means that for us here at Community Baptist Church, we are going to have online services. Again, we've done this before, and at least for the next three corporate or four corporate gatherings, the next three times, we will be online only, and we do encourage you, please don't come here to the campus during this next week. So that means tonight at 6:30, we will have our service online. There will be no Kids for Truth. There will be no youth group. There will be no Sunday school. But online at 6:30, we will have our adult time of Bible study that, please, I encourage all of you to join in. Next Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. online will be our regular corporate service, only online. 6:30 p.m. this coming Sunday, same thing. And then the following, a week from tonight on Wednesday, we will do again an online service available at 6:30 p.m. next Wednesday. What that's going to allow is we want to stop the wonderful fellowship that we do enjoy as brothers and sisters, hopefully long enough to stop spreading this and other illnesses at the peak of this season to each other in this time. Secondly, it allows for us to have our cleaning company come in and do a deep clean on this entire campus with some very specific things that have been found to be effective in killing these germs and viruses. And so they're going to be here over the next week doing a thorough cleaning of the 50,000 square foot facility that we are blessed to have here. A couple things that I would just remind you of in that, some common questions or things to come up. Number one is last night's video gave you 4 biblical points for decision making, and I would encourage you that when we do get back together, and even during this season, that we still use those as we ought. Number one, to be reminded very quickly that this world is broken. We cannot be those who live in fear because of the brokenness. But secondly, we do want to walk in wisdom as those who have been given a stewardship of this body as the vessel or the means for which the gospel will go forth. So a couple things there that I would just say on that one. If you, again, are in a high-risk category or find yourself in a season of high risk, please use all personal wisdom in how you should participate in church and other services. With that being said, also examine yourself to make sure that fear is not sinfully driving that decision-making process. Thirdly, we want to love one another well. That simply means that if you have symptoms, have been exposed to someone with symptoms, or in any way, shape, or form think maybe you might have any illness. Because, brothers, to be clear, I don't want COVID, but I don't want the stomach flu. I don't want bronchitis. I don't want any of the other very, very common viruses that we face. So with that, please take a few extra steps in this season. Number one, check your temperature. If you have a scratchy throat, check your temperature. If you have a runny nose, even if it's clear and you're sure it's allergies, take the night off and do tune into us online. Please labor to guard one another well and love one another well in this season. And number four, do not forget our God is sovereign. This is the season He's given us. I can certainly tell you that those who have been exposed to this and those who have tested positive bear no fault. They were all very much symptom-free when they were around one another. And there's nothing that I know of, and certainly that we've seen, that would have stopped that. And I want you to hear that. I want them to hear that. This is from the Lord, and we are walking through it with wisdom because our God is sovereign, and we trust that, and we want to be wise in all that we do. The final thing I would say to you is next week, we've made this decision definitively through next Wednesday night, but if wisdom dictates, it may extend beyond that. And I know many are wondering, well, what about the Harvest Festival? We're not going to make a decision on that today. We are going to move forward into next week and examine the information that we have best and make that decision by next Wednesday evening. So if we do decide to go forward, please rest assured that that decision will have been made with all caution and wisdom being applied through the framework of the 4 points and others that I gave you last night. Number two, if you are one who is signed up, Miss Barb will not be contacting you as we had said she would be, because we're on pause at the moment. But if we do go forward, she will be contacting you next week, rest assured. And if we do cancel, you'll get an announcement such as this to let you know that. Brothers and sisters, I just want to encourage you. We love you. We are trusting the Lord in all things. And certainly, whether there's a pandemic or whether there's not, we are those who must trust the Lord. In seasons like this, we certainly get a little extra reminder from Him. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. If you have any questions or needs, please contact through email to my email, psmithcbcministry@gmail.com. It's available on our website. Get a hold of me if you have any needs. We are still shepherding the flock. Love you guys. God bless. And we'll see you soon.